Welcome along.
Welcome along. This week we're talking about being your authentic self.
That means just being you because you're perfect as you are.
Exactly as you are. And yoga is all about learning to embrace yourself fully and exactly where you are right now.
Because it's the perfect place.
It is indeed.
Hi, I'm Audrey.
And I'm Christina.
And this is Yoga to Transform. Thanks for coming along. I think we've got our usual 5 tips.
We have.
Okay.
We're so good at 5 tips.
At least you know what you're getting.
Exactly. So I think the first thing is, or tip number 1, is that we spend so much time as humans trying to fit in. And even when you're not trying to fit in, you're trying to fit in, right? Like,
Yeah.
whatever kind of way we're expressing or showing ourselves, there's this fitting in with society, fitting in with the expectations of our family, fitting in with our friends, with work, because humans, we're a group, aren't we? We're group animals. We like to hang out as a group.
Yeah, and often we're really compromising sometimes some of the things that we might actually value or believe in our lives to do that fitting in.
Correct.
So that's the thing, that's our first topic that we're really talking about, our first tip, is that don't lose yourself, don't lose the things that are important or that you believe in to simply fit in.
Exactly. And I know we've both talked about this, is that as we were growing up, as I was growing up and you were the same, because you've told me, heck, I never felt like I fit in.
No, I definitely didn't feel like I fitted in.
Yeah.
I wasn't the sporty girl.
No.
I didn't have the cool friends. I wasn't going out to parties or whatever. That wasn't my life. I was kind of the nerdy swat. But then I really didn't fit in with the nerdy swats either. So
Yeah.
And it's so hard when you're young, isn't it? Because you actually don't even know that they're your beliefs or values.
No.
But you're just being bombarded all the time. So, being able to understand what you actually do believe and value and then expressing that.
Exactly. And also to accepting the fact that because you've had so much stuff laid on you, but right from the day you're born, your family are telling you things about how you should show up, and then you go to school, and then you watch TV, and then you start following people on Instagram and YouTube, and they'll all be telling you how you should think, how you should feel, how you should act,
what you should believe, what your values are, what are important things in the world,
And it's all just programming, and it may not really line up with who you are on the inside, and that's okay, because you'll know if it's not who you are, because it'll feel a bit off. And the journey of discovering your authentic self is, well, the journey of yoga.
Well, yeah. That's so right. So that, the idea of understanding your own personal beliefs and values, and it takes some working around, and things change over time.
Yeah.
But certainly, once you step onto your yoga mat, which might be the second tip that we're going to be talking about, you really get an opportunity to be you, because that's all that's required. I think that's the thing I loved about yoga, was that, and I wasn't very good when I first started. I was in my late 30s. I had very little body sense. I certainly wasn't strong or flexible or fit. But being on the yoga mat doing my thing was such a wonderful experience, because I could just be me. Whatever I looked like, my warrior 1, 2, downward dog, whatever, was perfect, because it was me, and I was able to be my authentic self. And I think that's why I still love yoga.
Yeah, and I think that's why I got drawn to yoga, because there was a part of me inside that was seeking for some sense of feeling of integration and connection and belonging, because we're humans. One of the needs we have is belonging. But I was so disconnected from myself, right, that there was no way I was ever going to fit in with any tribe. Because when and yoga gives you that ability to connect with yourself. And whether it's that my warrior one's my expression of warrior one or not, I'm connecting and drawing awareness into my body and figuring out that feels good, that doesn't. And that's learning, like, basically authentic expression is what feels good and genuine for you.
That's right. So I can feel strong in this position. Yes. I feel a bit more wobbly in that position. So you take the steps to either improve, change, or modify, whatever. But it's your expression is perfect, and so that means you can be you.
Yes.
You really can be you, your authentic self.
Yeah. And I like every night, I have affirmations that I read every night that are reminding me of the goals that I have for my life. And one of the reminders that I read every night is let all, what is it now? Something along the line, I've read it 3 times a night every night, and I should know it off by heart. Let everything that I think I know about myself be dissolved so that the true me can be revealed, right? So it's like, we think this is who I am because I have to have this job and I have to earn this money and I have to own this house and I have to have 2 children and I have to do all of these things, but that may not be true for everybody.
And I think that's our third point, is that idea of comparison.
Yes.
When you are really deeply into comparison with what you're doing or what you're doing or what that person over there on social media is doing, and all of a sudden you're constantly in this area of comparison, you feel shaken, you feel uncertain, you question what your values are, you question that voice, that knowing on the inside, don't you, if you're completely focused on what will the neighbours think, or am I doing it the right way? And so that idea of comparison, letting it go, is such an important part of being your authentic self.
Absolutely. And when you're comparing yourself to others or using a definition of success that isn't yours, right? So for me, success means that I feel good, right? Which is why we say our whole yoga philosophy is about helping you feel better in your body, mind, and spirit, right? Helping you become more authentically yourself. So for me, authenticity means that I feel good, yeah? And success means that I feel good, right?
Yeah.
So I might be in a corporate job working 9 to 5 or, doing these insane hours to have a big mortgage and all of that does it make me feel good? No, and I know a lot of people that are totally miserable doing that.
Yeah. So that's that comparison thing of thinking that of not recognising what it feels like to be you, and you authentically you, and so then you're putting yourself in a box with someone else and saying, well, they've got a house and they've got the car and they've got the job, or having overseas holidays or whatever it might be, or they can touch their toes in yoga, or they can do a warrior 3 in the middle of the room, or whatever it is, and all of a sudden, well, it's back to that joy, thing as well, that you lose your joy, you lose that absolute wonderment of being alive, because nothing measures up.
Exactly. And here's the thing, right? You measure up just because you're here
doing it
and your whole purpose is to feel joy, and to feel joy from the perspective of yoga is to live in perfect alignment with what you are here to be doing, right? Audrey and I are here to be doing yoga right now. Right?
With you, hopefully.
Yeah. Some people are here to be doing accounting.
Or sending rockets to Mars or something.
Exactly. We all have our own special dharma. Which means then, if we move on to our next tip.
Is that 4?
I can't remember.
You're probably counting.
Is that letting go of the need for approval or the avoidance of criticism or conflict, right? So most of the time as you're moving through life, what's drawing you out of your center and drawing you out of your authenticity is that I'm not going to do that because I want Audrey to like me. And I know that she doesn't like people who eat chocolate, right?
It's not true.
She does eat chocolate. Yeah. No, it's just picking something. But sometimes it's that ridiculous, right? Oh no, I don't like chocolate. Yeah, secretly you do.
But you're trying to fit in.
Yes. Or so there's making decisions so that Audrey likes me, or making decisions so that Audrey doesn't be mean to me, and I can stay friends with Audrey. Which is the flip side of the same coin, isn't it?
That's right. So again, it's the opportunity for you to feel what you really truly are on the inside, without those requirements, those those structures that we sometimes build around ourselves to fit in, to be liked, to be not disliked.
Yeah.
Go.
And well, here's the thing, right? Because we've got another Thankful Thursday called Find Your Tribe, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And if I'm having to disown parts of who I am to seek Audrey's approval or avoid her criticism, then she's not my tribe.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And often we can be, probably for me in my work life, I've slipped into that position because it's quite hard leading in a large team, and sometimes you get swayed by the majority, by what's biggest and loudest and brightest, but actually that's not true to who I am. And so it is sometimes it does feel a bit tough.
Yeah.
Especially because in the world often we're invited to just be part of the team and the tribe and whatever, and so we just push down our own values. But it's really much more freeing and joyful and happy and perfect when you actually can just be you.
Yeah, so when you are with people who just embrace you for who you are, it will feel safe, it will feel supported, it will feel natural, it will feel calm. You'll be thriving, you won't be surviving. Yeah.
And you won't be striving either, will you?
You won't be striving, and like surviving is that avoiding criticism, and the striving is please like me. Right? So that it's so important, like to be willing to, if you're having to prove yourself with some of the people in your life, then maybe assess those relationships
and see how you could possibly approach them in a different way. And we're going to finish off by inviting you to do more yoga. Surprisingly, I know, but really the opportunity for you to be on the mat with you, guided by a teacher in person or online. Just check out some of the other things that we've got on our website. You've got the opportunity to take those steps towards being more authentically you, being more yourself, and feeling a million times better.
Absolutely, because we're all about you feeling as good as you possibly can in your body, mind and spirit. And I tell you what, embracing your authenticity and using yoga to help you do that,
you're on a winner.
You are.
Go and do some yoga. We look forward to working with you.
Namaste.
Namaste.